right, guys, welcome back to The Drive. As you know, my name is Jacob. I am the host of this podcast. We're here today with my very special guest. His name is Steve Hazout. How are you today?
Thanks, Jacob, for having me. Jacob, I know you for so long. This is amazing. I'm excited.
It's sometimes it's just too surreal, being behind the camera with an old friend, and now here we are. You're a special guest at the Drive,
at the Toronto Auto Brokers Drive.
So,
all right.
For our listeners, in case you don't know, we always have a special guest or two. We're here to talk about what's going on, in today's world, what drives people, what motivates people, what creates that spark in people to not just to succeed and go on with life, but like what drives you, and I think we have an amazing guest today. Steve, how you doing?
I'm good. Well, the drive. That's the drive is the big question. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps me going.
Did you drive here or did you take an Uber?
My car that I bought from Toronto Auto Brokers.
Woo! That's actually an AMG. It's a really nice car. We'll get into the cars in a little bit.
Yeah.
So a little bit about you. I know. Okay, so Steve is in real estate, but this wasn't the only thing that he's ever done. The only thing he does. He did start, from very humble beginnings at a young age. If you want to tell us a little bit about your...
I think we're going to need a few hours just on my journey. But
it's so I'll let you do more talking. Otherwise, we'll be here for days.
All right. Let's just get right to how I got to where I am.
How about this?
Yeah.
Before that, one step back.
Yeah.
We just want to know a little bit about you, okay? Married, kids. I know you have two beautiful children. Tell us a little bit about Steve, personal, warm.
Steve
Let us love you a
Steve's
little bit.
50.
And then you can,
Steve's old now. He's 50, but wise.
Doesn't look a day over 65, folks.
Yeah, 40 US. So I'm 50. I'm married. I got two kids. I've settled now into my final career after the transitions to where I'm at today. Hobbies. Riding my bike, driving my car. I don't fish, I don't golf.
Yeah. I also know that you're a firefighter.
I am also a firefighter.
Now, let's not show off. We'll get into that a little bit later. Tell us, how many years have you been in real estate?
All right, so I'm a broker. Real estate now 15 years. Before that, it's a bunch of things going on, but right before that, I was actually renovating and building houses for about 12 years. Okay, so that transition, we're going to work our way backwards. That transition got me into real estate, directly into what I'm doing now. Just like you're in sales, you got to know your product.
100%.
If you don't know your product, I don't understand how you can, sell. So I went to knowing about homes and realized this would be the right transition, got into the real estate. But, it's not just that knowledge. You got to go way back to when we were, young. All the things that led me to where I am today.
Before you got into renos and home renovations and flipping and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit what about I know you went to university. Tell us a little bit about school. What motivated you to continue your education? Let's start with that, and then we're gonna get that perfect cake, that layer.
After high school, I went to university. Thought maybe I'm gonna be a lawyer. Instead, I actually became an equities trader.
Okay,
took the course, trading stocks. Wasn't for me. It's great, and ironically, wasn't for me then, but all that knowledge, I use it today.
Of course.
I still trade for myself now. So thinking that what a waste of time that was, it wasn't.
Of course.
All those years, it's amazing. I use it now.
Deep inside, it was in you. It just wasn't the career path for you.
I didn't want to sit all day at the desk to do it for other people, but I do it for myself now at home since I'm already on my computer all day.
Amazing.
So that was that. And the transition, slowly into a few other businesses, a whole bunch, some successful, some failures. At the time, the failures, I thought it's the end of the world. Yeah, it is. You lost everything. But objectively now, when you look back, without those failures, you don't know what success is. You don't have that taste of what's success and what's failure.
Success tastes much better
when you have the failure
to go with.
How do you explain this to somebody? What do you want to tell them? You have to fail? I hope you don't fail, right? But you learn. So not just the failure you learn, I continued in my education. I kept going. I mean, I still keep going. I'm in real estate. You still got to keep adapting and learning. I still take courses. I just came back. I went to actually just took advanced negotiations at Harvard.
Yes. Wow.
Why not?
Why not?
Just keep going. So I've always, kept learning, kept moving, taking opportunities, right? They just say the difference between a winner and a loser is the winner knows how to capitalize on opportunities. I took every opportunity I can. Some good,
And it
some
seems
not
like
good.
you're going to take more opportunities as they come.
Just
I love
keep
it.
going. I love working though. I don't. It's not about the money. It's about the end result and the achieving my goals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So would you say the real estate, like, is that kind of like that, is that what you genuinely love to do? Like you found your sweet spot? You're like, it's no pun intended, but
Yeah.
it's home,
It is. It took all those years to finally say I did all these things, ran all these businesses, and it led me here. This is it. This is it. It's what I know. It's what I enjoy. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't matter how much money you make. You'll eventually just you'll die out.
So can you like pinpoint the moment? I don't know whether
Yeah.
you were 8, 10, 13, or 20.
Yeah.
At that moment when you realized you had that spark,
Yeah.
you had that drive, you're like, you know what? I just want to try new things. I want to explore. I want to experiment. I want to be successful.
Growing up, success was always about material items. Oh, I want to be rich. I want to buy that Lamborghini. I want to buy that Ferrari. That's all it was. But it's not what it is now. As you get older and wiser, success is not about material items. You say, well, what's all this hard work making all this money for? The success is your achievement. What legacy? What are you leaving behind? What have you accomplished in this world? I know this sounds like BS, but it's true. Now that I'm able to go and get all those material items, you don't even care about them.
They're not as
important.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, right? When people say, why you buy a Rolex? All watches, tell the time. We were just talking about that. How can you buy a Lamborghini for $500,000? Like, that doesn't make sense. Until you drive it, until you have it, until you reach that goal, you can't explain it.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
Steve, you have a Lamborghini, which I was going to kind of bring up a little bit later, But what color is this Lambo of yours?
Oh, it's a particular gray.
All right.
It's a Grigio.
His Mercedes is also a gray.
I always buy grays.
Yeah.
All my cars from
Yeah.
you guys have been gray.
Yeah. So tell us about the Lambo. What is it?
How do you explain it? I until you drive it, people say like, "What is it?" And I'll say to them, "Have you driven one?" No. Already the conversation ends right there. And it's not about if you can afford it, you should buy it. Everybody has their own. I got friends that drive basic cars, but their life is golf.
Yes.
They pay a fortune for the
Yeah.
country club.
Yes.
It's not me.
I understand. Golf is not my thing.
Yeah.
I like to bike ride. I like
Yeah.
to work out. But sitting in the sun, like
My buddy fishes.
Yeah.
You should. Do you know what he's paying for his fishing rod and his boat? It's all relative. It's all the same. Everybody
100%.
has their own drive, their own goals. I like to travel. I have a family. I travel with the family. That's my most fun right now.
I think one thing that people miss: success is time. Having the time to enjoy, whether it's your car, whether it's your fishing rod, whether it's your your time with your buddies or family on the golf course, or even if you just like to hang out and chill at home,
Growing up, that's all you would hear from people, right? Oh, the time goes by quick, and yeah, okay, whatever, right? Time goes by quick. It's you get old, the years pass by. It's true, the years go by, and you can't buy your time. Time is so important. You gotta dedicate time to yourself, to your friends, to your family, because before you know, you run out of time. The same one other important aspect here, and this is gonna sound like I'm your grandparents talking to you. Growing up, my parents, all they would say to me when I would tell them, "Oh, I just bought a new car," the first thing, instead of congratulations, it's nothing more important than your health. And I never understood that. What just got some? It's true. All this money, you got to be happy, you got to be healthy, otherwise it means nothing. It is true.
I never, ever, ever, ever thought like that. But
Yeah.
I can tell you, I did quit smoking after 30 years, 5.5 years ago.
You told me that.
You know, I'm into health, you know.
Yeah.
I could always eat better, but I recently did do a little transformation, lost like 30 pounds.
Amazing.
You know, changed my diet a little
Amazing.
bit.
Amazing.
Kind of been messing up a little bit lately, but you know what? I tuned it this morning. I promised myself, you know, I got back to the egg whites, got to the avocado and the tomatoes for breakfast. I'm working out today, which the training part is not a problem for me. But looking around me, seeing guys, you know, in their 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s, and I'm noticing, hey, health is everything. Being mobile, being able to move, I think that is super important no matter where you are in your life.
Yeah.
Whether you're 20, 30, 40, or 50. Mind you, we all have to learn at our own pace. How many times have you heard, oh, this, and that? But now you figured it out, right?
Not to veer off here, as you mentioned earlier. So,
Because I don't veer off ever.
no, we don't veer off. We're going to be talking
Yeah.
about other things before you know. Yeah, I'm on the fire department. I'm a firefighter. I've been a
Yes.
firefighter now for 19 years. Long story of how I got on, why I got on, but I'm on.
Maybe you're 20. They'll let you be in the calendar. You never know.
Yeah, the after picture or the before picture. I'm 50 now. But you know something?
I love it.
It keeps me grounded. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, I consider myself, statistically speaking, very successful in real estate with my team. I'm with Team Alfasi.
Okay. You heard it here, guys.
You
Team
heard it here.
Alfasi.
Team Alfasi, #1 in transactions in York Region.
Wow.
Okay.
That's confident.
Facts,
and that's
facts. Those
Facts.
are
All right.
numbers don't lie.
Let me Google that.
Yeah,
1
don't
second.
worry.
All right.
Actually, we're sitting at number 11 in all of Ontario as of
That's
the last
pretty
12
impressive.
months.
Ontario is a very big place. And
Very
you know
big.
what, guys? It's yours to discover.
Yeah.
You like that one, right? You can use it. You can use
for
it,
the
yeah?
license plate.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, you know, I only work a few days a month, but it grounds me because you see the reality of what is going on out there or what can happen to you. So when I come home, I'm totally appreciative of everything. And
Yes.
it's hard to explain that to people.
Yes.
I don't want to tell them what I see, there's no point to, you know, share the misery if you want, but it makes me realize what I have is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Can't buy it.
It's you know, this is you know, I'm 49 years old. We were catching up a little bit, you know, before we started the podcast, and I just told you, you know, I'm at that point where I was always go, go, go. Where's the next this? Where's the next hustle? Where's the next job? Where's the next party? I finally got to the point where I enjoy peace and quiet.
Netflix and relax.
I don't know about Netflix, but I like, you know, I took up cooking recently, you know? So I'm cooking, I'm riding my bike, I'm working out, I spend
Yeah.
time with my daughter, who's
Yeah.
the most important thing to me in the world.
Yeah.
And you know what? I go to bed at 10:15, 10:30. I used to be up to 1, 2 in the morning because I didn't want to miss anything. Now, getting sleep for me,
Yeah.
that's like, there's no words to describe
I
what
know.
going to bed at 10 o'clock is for me.
Yeah.
Can't explain it to you.
So I'm not the only one.
I'm just saying, I wake up in the morning if I'm tired, I'm not a happy person. I'm actually the opposite of happy.
Sleep's important.
When I sleep, I wake up, I'm that guy. Yes, hopped up on espressos every morning, but even without
Fresh.
it, I'm that guy. But if I don't get those hours of sleep, and as we get older, sleep gets a little bit harder and harder. But for the most part, I learned when I get my 7, 8, 9 hours.
It's
my
discipline.
man, I wake up and sleeping alone is discipline.
It's discipline.
Yes.
And let me tell you, you want to go talk again? We're talking about success. It's discipline. What's it? The path to success is only limited by the lack of willingness to do the work, to be disciplined. Otherwise, you could be
How do you
successful.
even remember a phrase like that? It would take me 7 years of writing it 1,000 times on the blackboard.
That was us earlier. No good deed goes
No
unpunished.
good deed goes unpunished. Love that line.
But yeah,
You know?
everybody can be successful.
Yes.
You say, oh, but I work hard. Why am I not successful?
There's also levels of success, and there's
It's all
some
relative,
people,
relative.
You know, I have a friend of mine. I got to be honest with you. Ultra successful, good-looking guy. Everything seems to be right. He just can't find happiness. He's just not a happy guy. Always grumpy, always miserable. And my man, people would cut off their left hand to have his life.
I don't want to have this life.
Yeah.
I'd be healthy and happy with nothing. That sounds cliche, but yeah, it's true. I listen to podcasts, right? Even if you get something a little bit out of it, it's great. What were we just saying? We were just talking about, dedication, right? We're talking about success. My friends say, but I work hard. I'm like, yeah, you work hard. You got to commit more. It's not enough. You got to educate yourself more in your field. You know, this is going to sound odd. I always talk about this analogy of if you start at 20 selling peanuts, okay, I hope by the time you're 50, you have 1,000 stores and you're manufacturing. Because if you stick to something,
Yes.
I hope you'll make it. I didn't stick to something, but that's a different path, right? I learned from all those things that led me to where I am now, right?
You know, being in the car business, I do meet, a lot of people in the real estate field, you
Yeah.
know, and some of them have had amazing runs.
Yeah.
And some I've heard that, I know that the real estate market at the moment is
Yeah.
not as affluent as it was, a couple years ago.
Yep.
And interest rates are higher and, brick and mortar ain't selling as much now. And they're tapping out, like they're quitting, they're leaving the business.
Correct.
Sometimes when times get tough, you got to humble yourself. Like you said, whether it's taking a course, everybody has their way of learning, right? Or sometimes you got to knock on some doors. Sometimes you got to reset and say, hey, I got to adjust. The market was great. A sign goes up and I got 30 offers.
Suddenly you're like a guru.
I'm the man.
I'm the man. Well, when the going get tough.
But right now, when you don't see sold signs,
Yeah.
and they're very far few and in between, you got to reinvent the wheel. You got to get
Constantly.
on the phone.
Constantly. You let go the gas pedal,
Yeah,
the car doesn't keep going.
yeah. Unless it's a full FSD Tesla with full self-drive.
You still gotta tell it to do it.
True.
Otherwise, you slow down.
Got it.
You gotta continuously evolve, technologically, education, change your ways. Everything's changing. You need to change. That's what we do. I do in
For
real
sure.
estate. 100%. So things go down, market change. What can we do? It's working for us. Can't give you the secrets,
Of course.
but it's working for us. But it's not easy. It's not easy. With every good thing, there's an adversity. But with an adversity, if you can overcome it, there'll be another good thing.
That's
Right?
amazing advice, Steve.
Yeah,
It
it's-
really, really is. You did mention the word secret. Now, I'm not asking for secrets here. We're not asking for the tell-all. We don't want everybody to have a Lamborghini.
Not to be cliche.
Not to be cliche.
The secret.
But if you can give our listeners,
Yeah.
whether it's a secret or one good piece of advice, something that they could take them and I gotta be honest with you, like you're incredible to talk with here. I don't this is not an interview. Like you're just an abundance of information. Clearly, you're a very passionate person.
No, there's no one secret. Okay, there's no one particular thing.
No, I'm
But
not saying a secret, but can you give us something? Give us a little bit of something to for our listeners, something
sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
I can't explain. Yeah, don't go out tonight because it's Saturday night and your friends are gonna go party and you feel like you have FOMO. No, stay in. That'll be the night that you can say that. Oh, I wanted to learn about that. I don't know, product. It sucks, but guess what? After, I don't like taking courses. I didn't want to have to go to pay $5,000 for a week here to take a course and go to Harvard. It sucks, but at the end, there's an outcome, and it's hard to explain that to people. Sacrifice, dedicate, go out tomorrow, make an hour phone call. You really have to plan your day. You have to plan your week, you have to plan your month and your year.
If I may say, I'm single. I'm 49 years old. I'm not putting myself
How can
out
you be
there,
single?
ladies.
How could you be
I know,
single?
such a good-looking guy with
Jeez.
biceps like these.
This
I know. But I'll tell you, for me, Saturday night,
Yeah.
after everything is done,
Yeah.
I don't even care to learn or read. For me, as I said, rest. Just being able to digest, decompress, relax, makes me better on Monday morning, So I'm saying I'm not chasing that, I understand what
You
you're
brought
saying.
up the real estate thing. A lot of guys, got into it, and a lot of guys got out of it. They just could not handle the failure.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with this. I can't sustain. Well, that's, when the going get tough, like I just said.
Tough, yeah.
You got to figure it out. And remember, I'm with a team. No man is an army.
Yes.
You cannot do things on your own. I cannot do real estate on my own. It's impossible.
Yes.
It's physically impossible. You can't be everywhere at all times. So people tend to spread themselves thin and don't focus on their business like they should. Okay?
You know, not to cut you off, but it's
Yeah.
amazing. This podcast is fairly new.
Yeah.
But every guest that I've had so far
Yeah.
touched up on that. They said, hey, in the beginning, some of them were micromanagers and do it all because not everybody could do it. And you know what? I've talked about this. Toronto Auto Brokers, we are a successful dealership. We're big in the car business. We're huge on service. We're huge on honesty. Okay.
Yep.
Now, this is a really well lubed and oiled machine.
Correct.
Now, there's many aspects from. I don't even want to get into how many divisions we have.
You take
here.
one division out of
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
the base, right? You got to
You
build
know,
it from the bottom
yes.
up.
I'm a buyer at Tab, okay? This was a channel that, we opened 4 or 5 years ago, okay? But everybody here does their job. Everybody here is good at what they do, and we work together as a team.
Yeah.
And every guest that I've had on this podcast, on the
Yeah.
drive, has touched up on that. So
Yeah.
it seems to be a common denominator
Yeah.
in this whole kind of like achieving success.
People think they can do it on their own.
Yeah.
They try.
Yes.
You can't.
If you want to grow and
Yeah.
get to that next level, you got to expand your wings.
Yeah.
Octopus. Spread those tentacles
Spread it out.
and reach out.
I got amazing admin.
I'll say the same thing. I
Yeah.
have an amazing admin here.
Yeah.
You know?
I got fellow coworkers. I got a team lead. I don't know everything.
Yeah. And you know what it is? Can I be honest with you? I'm great at what I do.
Yeah.
I'm a great buyer, but you know what I don't like to do? The paperwork, the contract, the bill of sale. We got a team here. They help me with this. The fact that while I'm doing a deal, I have a client here, paperwork is being done for me, finances, everything is being handled. I can focus on what I'm good at. And that's what
Well, yeah.
That's kind of what
when
you're
I question
talking about,
myself,
right?
sometimes 2 minds are better than one. I'll call my team. Hey,
Got it.
Right?
because you are in real estate,
Yeah.
and clearly you're well versed in it, you're good at what you do, you're successful
Thank
at what
you.
you do. Talk to us a little bit about it. Like, what's going on in real estate today? Like, what are the ups, what are the downs? Take over on this one.
As a broker or in the market in general?
Just
what do you-
general, like educate us about what's happening. What you've seen happen, the up, the down, where you see it going. I'll let you take over on
Man,
this.
if I knew where it was going, I'd be on a yacht in the south of France. Okay, everyone always asks me, "What do you think? What do you think?"
Yeah. You got my email, right? I'm coming to that yacht, right? Okay, we're good.
I could predict, and
Yeah.
I've been quite good at predicting.
How about this? What happened? Why is the real estate market where it is today? I mean, I think
Supply
we
and
all
demand.
know,
It's
but,
a supply and demand, right? The more supply, prices change. But what happened here? Interest rates went up. Now we are still dealing with it, right? I call it a 5-year. We're dealing with it as buyers and sellers. For me, it's a little different. So the 5-year thing is, people are renewing their mortgages. It's coming up next year, the year after. They need to sell, but they're still selling. They still need to sell, whether they're going to downsize from a big house to a small house to a condo. For me, I'm using this opportunity. I'm taking this opportunity. We are still busy. People, whether they're losing their house, they have to downsize. It's still a sale for us. Don't get me wrong. Those who are not affected by money are capitalizing on these opportunities, keeping us busy. Right?
Yeah. It's there's a lot going on in the real estate market right now. Where do you see it going? I know it's just a prediction, but what do you see happening in the near future?
Everybody needs a house. The population, there's not enough inventory. The housing market is not crashing anytime soon. The only reason you see the condo market, oh my God, a condo, so many because there was too many condos that were purchased, investment properties, they had tenants and the rates went up and they can't afford it. So there's a ton of inventory, but nothing's blowing out. Everything's holding tight. And again, everything's specific to the neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
Where
different pockets?
Yeah, different. But where I reside, there's no deal in Thornhill. No deal. House comes up, sells. There's still buyers. People are still buying. I guess I could say, we did 24 transactions last month, 6 of us.
That's pretty impressive.
We used to think, oh, it's summer, it's quiet. So Well, you're asking me about the market. Well, what happened to the summer quiet market, right?
Yeah, it's all. I guess it's all relevant. I just when you hear on the news, every day, it's like
People are selling. They are selling. The cost of living is gone totally out of control, right? And the second you have a mortgage payment from $1,500 and now you're at $4,000.
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
not.
a,
It's
that's
not
a big
sustainable.
jump. That's a big jump.
And I will say, what I did notice is a lot of the people that are selling are either A, we're going into our own condo that we own. B, we're moving to Fort Erie, where they can buy the same size house for half the price.
Be on the water.
We're going to a rental. We're going to my parents' house. I did notice that, right?
Okay.
People are just kind of, they want to ride the wave for now.
Yeah,
But,
the freight train has slowed down.
Yeah.
And
It's not
people
Christmas
are
every
adjusting.
day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And for me, we as the market, fluctuates, so do we. We change our advertisement, our marketing, our strategies to go with it.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
I should start my own podcast, no?
You know what? I think you should, and I'd probably fall asleep after 5 minutes, but yeah, no, I think you're great. This is amazing. You mentioned, some people love to travel, some people love their car, some people like to golf, some people like to fish. There is my favorite segment of the podcast.
Oh,
okay, it's called the claim to fame or the claim to shame. Are you throwing darts or are you hitting balls?
Either or. I feel confident I'll do
Wow, guys, we have a winner until he's a loser.
Oh, somebody already made holes in the wall.
That's me, brother. That's me.
You ready? Oh,
right.
bad, very bad. The next one I'll make up.
Jeez, I suck at this. Boom, 4 or 5. There we go. Come on.
Oh, no!
All right,
Oh,
hey,
no!
oh, you know about renovations? Can you go to Costco get some plasters or Home
This place
Depot?
up for sale.
Good job.
Here we go, here
Yeah,
we
I
go.
did that to make you look better. Okay.
All right, last but not least.
Let's do this, my boy. Oh, okay. I'm gonna flop mine too, just to make you look good, Steve. Oh my God. Okay. Well, guys, this is a legitimate walk of shame. All right, let's put our heads down and follow the hero.